Today we want to talk about Bixby. So the first question is, who is Bixby?
Bixby is an intelligent user interface. I mean, it's not really a person, but it's typically called as a voice agent. Since we are the device manufacturer, we understand device functions, more than anybody else, right? And so I think that my, mandate as a CTO is how to make our device so much easier to use and natural. If I can actually improve the interfaces so that the user can actually freely and without burden, and use a lot of functions that's already, built into the machines. I think that's what Bixby is trying to do. That's really the goal of Bixby as a voice agent. Bixby is not going to be just the voice agent. Bixby can recommend, not only talk and listen, and also Bixby can see and Bixby vision, and then Bixby can remind. So it's like talk, recommend, see, and reminds. Okay. So those are the four capabilities, large capability of Bixby. Bixby actually comes with an application called Bixby Home that actually has this ability of predicting and recommend contents. And so those are really picked for the users based on users' patterns. And then also, I just talked about the contents. And there's other two components that Bixby support is that the Bixby, not only can talk and listen and talk and recommend contents, it has the ability to, using camera and then do recognize the objects, and then like a point of interest or some of the a product that you want to search in the internet. You can take a picture using camera. Bixby can actually show you where you can buy those products or the price of it. One additional capability that Bixby has is the reminder capability. It actually you can ask Bixby to remind you about certain events or certain things based on some of the criteria you provide.
What are other things that Bixby can do that can make it easier for the users?
Until now, with as technology evolves and you have so many functionality built in, and what we have to do is we have to, as a user experience designer, you have to be very creative or make a lot of difficult trade-off decisions to simplify interfaces. That means you have to move a lot of functionality deep down in the menu and then keep the most frequently used the functions at the top. This problem actually applies to all machines. So it's not just the washing machine or smartphones. It could be TVs or it could be your refrigerator. Anything that's actually providing a lot of more advanced functions going forward. Anything that you interact, right, and as part of your lifestyle, it can employ Bixby as an agent or as an interface in some sense, and to allow users to communicate with the devices. Humans has to learn how to use machines. It's now machine needs to learn how humans interact with the world so that they can actually adapt to how people interact, work with the devices.
You talked about like going deep into the apps or into the devices. Can you say more about that? That sounds like something unique or something different.
Although some functionality is embedded into multiple layers of trees, menu trees. When a user make an utterance, it just or making a voice command, it simply says the task instead of, it doesn't say where the task is. So that actually say, for instance, on the phone, you can say, I want to change the language setting of devices from English to French, right? But in order to do that, with your smartphone, you have to basically take a journey into your setting menus and go through, find out where the language settings and how to change from English to French. And it actually takes a lot of steep learning curve, right? But if you if the Bixby understand how it can, it can actually do this, right? Then you can, user has to make that command with one sentence, simple sentence. Bixby figures out how to execute this, right? And wherever the function is located in terms of actually menu trees and so forth. Many times we face these questions when it comes to voice agents, right? And how to educate the users about what command works and what command does not. Bixby solves this problem very uniquely and actually takes this bold approach. Any, the tasks you can accomplish using your touch commands should be done by voice agent. That's what Bixby is trying to do. I'm not going to say, Bixby can do all of that from the day one, right? And then this is an ambition takes time. So it's a start with gallery is a good example, phone and contacts, messages and settings. If you look at that as an application or features, it doesn't, it's up to how user interpret them. And so then after first release, and then within a few months, we're going to release the next set of the applications and continue to expand this ecosystem of the Bixby-enabled applications, right? And this doesn't stop at our pre-installed applications on the, we call it basic applications on the phone. It actually we have a plan to expand this over to other third-party applications users download from the app stores. Recently, we made an acquisition of a company called Viv Labs, and Viv Labs will be used to expand our ecosystem into a third-party developers. The launch of Galaxy S8 and Bixby is all really in-house developed technology with all the speech recognition and deep learning and reinforcement learning and all of this natural language understanding is actually built in-house.
What makes Bixby different than some of the others?
People just say, really incomplete commands. We actually take the application to the state up to the point that we understand user, and then allow users to follow up from there using either voice command or touch command. Right? Its choice of whether you use touch commands or voice command is not governed by agents. If he or she choose to use voice command, it's really up to users, in Bixby, and no other agent can actually do this. User may engage with just start with the touch commands, just like launching an application with you're selecting with your fingertip, and then do a lot of things with your touch command, and all of a sudden you feel like you're using voice command because you don't know where those functionalities are located in the menu tree. And then Bixby, it understands exactly where you are with that application. If it's a Bixby enabled, then you can actually engage with voice command from there, and all those things are much more natural and actually more engaging. And that's really fundamentally and philosophically different from all the other agents.
But you're saying it seems like Bixby is more conversational. So what are some other things that are different about Bixby compared to the others that are out there? Anything else that we would say makes Bixby different?
One is that the earlier study done by a market research firm shows that the people are embarrassed sometimes to use voice agent in public. They have to kind of basically yell at the machines, or sometimes you have to press this home button. Just I think in other agent case. That's why we actually come up with a Bixby button on a Galaxy S8. There's a button on the side. It actually allows users to press and hold and then take it to your ear, and it's just almost like speaking on the phone, not to the phone. Right? So it actually makes it a lot more natural. Another hurdle in making this so frictionless is authentication. We added face recognition technology on Galaxy S8. So this face recognition recognizes you. So when you press Bixby button and then look at the screen, it automatically recognizes you.
All right, well that's very helpful to learn all about Bixby. I'm excited to learn more about the experiences with Bixby on our Galaxy S8. and excited for all that's yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.